Alright, today I got another project going for the Hawk 250. You can see we got a brand new bike here with only 4 miles on it. One of the first modifications I'm going to be doing is replacing the instrument cluster with the digital cluster with tachometer. It's a popular modification. So I'm going to give you a little how-to guide on exactly how to do that. In my case, this is a 2019 Hawk 250. The others are similar. Alright, so the first thing you want to do, if you have a motorcycle jack, transmission jack or something, get the front tire off the ground, because we're going to need to remove the stock speedometer cable, which is this mechanical drive cable. So to do that, you have to take off the front tire, pull the bolt out, and you can slide this out of here, and we'll be replacing it with the electronic sender, which looks just like it. It's just got a regular wire that comes out of it. So we'll go ahead and get this zipped off of here real quick. So that's a 17mm on this side and 14 on the other side. Alright, so here's what it looks like. Basically, like I said, it just goes right back in the same way you took the other one off. I just want to make sure you grease up your axle bolt anytime you work on it. Make sure you get that in there right. There's a little tab where that fits. Right here. Just like the factory one. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is take off the headlight in the front. There's a couple Phillips screws, one on each side. This, just disconnect your headlight. I can set it out of the way. Alright, so now the speedometer will come out pretty easy. We just need to undo the connector for it. So follow it down to where it plugs in right here. Then pull the tab, take that off, and then remove the 3, it should be 10mm nuts under here. Then we can get the speedometer assembly completely off and out of the way. Alright, so next thing you got to do is remove all the plastic and the seat to get access to the wiring we need to get to. So just use Phillips head, carefully remove all the plastic parts, which is easy. Just don't yank on anything, a lot of it slides on. We want to remove the seat. To do that, you just need to take out these bolts right here. Look like 8mm. There's one on each side, and the seat will come right off. I think while we're in here, it'll be the perfect time to do the air box modification. Put a little more air in. Okay, so some people say you can just leave the seat off, or the bolts out, if you want, and then just slide the seat back on. I don't know if I want to do that or not, but. Alright, and then you need to take the gas tank off. So, the easiest way to do that, honestly, just turn off the fuel, disconnect the line from the carburetor. Be ready, because a little bit of gas is going to come out when you do that. And there's a couple bolts we'll take off to remove the gas tank. Alright, so like I said, make sure the fuel's off. Remove the hose here. You're ready to catch some fuel spills. It's not going to be a whole lot. It's not a big deal. I'm going to start taking the tank off. Looks like we got probably a 10mm bolt up here on the back of the tank to get off. Alright, so to remove the tank, I've never done this before. It looks like you push it forward. There's some tabs it's hooked into in the front. There we go. You just gotta pry it off of there. It's full of gas. Be careful. Oh, we got a wiring harness in here. Our fuel gauge sender. Alright. The little clips, they just snap onto those rubber bushings there. Alright, now we've got everything removed so we can get to all the wiring that we need. You can see there's a harness that runs right down through here. That's where we're going to route the wires from the new cable that we have to connect to in these pins over here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take the new cluster, set it in place where the old one was. It hooks on the exact same way. Be mindful of our wiring harness here. Get fed through. So this one we'll plug it back in where the factory one is. This is what we're going to run along the frame. I'll show you in here in a minute. Then we've got our new wire coming up here for a speed sensor that we'll plug in here once we get it completely routed. It's got these little rubber isolators here. You put one down there on that area, and then one, there's a little clip over here where it connects to. Might be some zip ties in the future. Yeah, I'm not crazy with how that hooks on there. Make sure when you tighten this back down, you don't tighten it too much. It's just those little rubber washers. Just want to snug it down. Make sure your colors are all matched up. Should be the same color. Alright, so right now before we go any further, before I connect to anything else, you can go ahead and just try it out. Make sure it works before you go any further. Just turn your key. See everything prove out. Okay. Turn on your lights. You can see that the lights come on. So I'm going to have to figure out how to switch it from kilometers an hour to miles per hour. Alright, so to switch it from kilometers to miles per hour, you just see a little button right here. You just press and hold, while you have it on the odometer, press and hold it. Switches to miles. Then when you just step through the buttons here, you'll see you can go over your trip odometer, and to reset your trip odometer you would press and hold that as well. That's how you switch it from kilometers to miles, vice versa. Alright, so turn this off and get back to wiring. So I'm going to feed the harness down through this rubber plug. And you can see there's a channel here where the other wires go. I'll feed it through that channel. Alright, so once you've got the wires fed down to here, if you look inside of here, this little rubber cover, you'll see that there's a plug sitting here with a bunch of wires that aren't being used. You can see it just pulls right out, okay? So you pretty much just have to match these colors up to the colors on here by pushing them in through the back of this plug so they go into here. Not all of them, just the ones that match up. So your pink wire is for first gear, your blue and red wire is for second gear, the green and black wire is for third gear, the yellow and red wire is for fourth gear, the brown and white wire is for fifth gear, and the purple wire is not used. It's obviously would be for sixth gear. There's a blue and white wire that is the tachometer. If that makes sense. Alright, now there's another plug in here. See, there's a blue and white wire. So I'm going to make sure that's the right plug. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just start matching these up first. So this top corner is a yellow and a white wire. We don't have. And below that we have a blue and chunk wire, blue and red. This one down here. When you put these in, you want to push them until you hear a click, and they go in a certain way. There's a little metal tang, you'll see it. You push that so you actually hear it click into place, and you'll hear it click. Okay. Next to that is the pink. Top right, farthest one over is green and black. Alright, so the issue I'm coming into now is there's no brown and white wire on the factory plug. But there is a orange and was it yellow and red? Yellow and red wire. I'm going to guess that this yellow and white wire is the brown and white. I'm going to go ahead and try it. And I'll plug it together and we'll see what's going on. We'll go ahead and try to run through the gears. Alright, so turn it on here. Pop it down into first gear. Alright, it does say it's in first gear. Alright, so how to test this is to bump the starter, which is going to be really hard for me to do, to hold the clutch down at the same time. If you hold the clutch down, it will, and just bump the starter motor over, it will let you switch through the gears, and it does. The brown and white wire was the fifth gear, so everything works as it should. Just trust me on that. I can't really show you, but it does work. Okay, so the last wire we need to connect is this blue and white wire, and what they tell you to do is just to basically just like stick it in here and tape it in place, and that is just really asking for trouble, because there's no way that's going to stay in there securely. I mean, it's literally just a push, like a compression fit against the wire. So, and they say to tape it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to cut and then solder in this wire correctly to make it so it's a proper connection that we don't have to worry about. But this blue and white wire in this other plug in here is your tack wire, so we just want to connect into that. So basically I'll just strip some of the insulation off of the wire, and then I will tap this in here. Again, you could use one of those like little tap fittings, but those don't last very well. I've learned over time just to do it the right way the first time. So what I'm doing is just removing some of the insulation. We'll wrap this into the wire. Like that. Then we're going to solder it. I'm going to do my quick and dirty solder method here, which I don't really recommend. Alright, get that soldered in nicely. Now we can tape it up. We won't have to worry about a loose connection, especially on a dirt bike. This, just tape it up. So everything is connected now. Our harness is tucked nicely inside of here. Zip tie. Actually, probably just got electric tape right here. Just tape that to that just to keep it out of the way. Okay, now you got to do is put everything back together and test it out and make sure it works. That's really all there is to it. It seems like it's kind of a complicated process, especially, you know, taking all this stuff off, but it's really easy on this bike. Just pull everything off pretty quick. and did a real quick throttle box modification there. Very easy. Just cut that piece out so we'll put it back together. Got it all back together. We'll try it out. So, like I said, again, when you turn it on, it does like a sweep. See, the tachometer works. Fuel gauge. I'll show you the gears. If I pop it down into first gear out of neutral. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and down. Neutral. So there you go. That's how you install the digital tach. Like I said, it is pretty much plug and play except for that one connection you have to make for the tachometer. Not too bad. Hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, be sure to like it, please. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And leave a comment if you have any questions or comments. We'll see you next time.